Hello and welcome to episode 27 of Kitze. Today's Tuesday, 13th of February, and I'm recording this at 11:10 p.m. From now on, I'm going to timestamp them because in the future, I'm going to re-listen to them, and I want to know what day is it, what month is it, what year is it, what's a computer, that cringy Apple ad. So yeah, just to mention 2024. I'm not sure if this will exist in 2025. I hope so. If you keep leaving comments, keep sharing it, keep subscribing, Actually, I don't give a shit. This totally depends on me. Like, if I want to do it, I'll do it. Right now, it's 11:10. I felt like doing the podcast, so I'm doing the podcast. For now, I don't want to quit it. So, don't worry. Tomorrow is my Saturday because I'm swapping Wednesday and Saturday, and I kind of like it because in the middle of the week, I get like another kind of Friday-ish. What's going on with my life, basically? I don't freaking know. Anyway, if you're new here, my name is Kitze. I'm the founder of Sizzy, the browser for developers. Totally not intentionally wearing the shirt. It was the only one available. I didn't want to wear a Marvel shirt. I decided, I grouped all my Marvel shirts and I put them, which I have a lot of, and I put them at the end of the closet. And I'm like, this will be used as pajamas from now on, buddy. You're not going to use them on the podcast. You're not going to use them at home. Maybe one for every once in a while, but I don't want to be that person, Speaking of Marvel, I spent so much time making a list before starting the podcast. Like, I'm spending probably 15-20 minutes in a Coda doc just meticulously planning what I'm going to say, and then I go ahead and I talk about Marvel. So I don't know why I'm making this fucking list, but man, that Wolverine and Deadpool trailer, so Russian, it's late. The trailer hyped me up. It's going to be probably I think it was the most watched movie trailer ever. Deadpool versus Wolverine. I can't wait to fucking see it in the cinema. It's going to be epic. Anyway, what was I saying? If you're new here, Sizzy the browser for developers. I'm also making a life OS called Benji. I'm going to show you a little bit when we review my habits and my routines and stuff. And I'm making a course called Zero to Ship. It's a course that helps you ship an app from scratch. I mean, you need to know a little bit of React, a little bit of Next.js, but everything else, I recorded over 20 hours of content to cover literally everything you need to know about shipping a full stack course. Everything's in the description. So, in this podcast, we're going to talk about personal self-development journey and trying to make it in life, whatever that means. So, if that sounds like your cup of tea, walk with me. We're doing this thing where people who listen to the podcast put on headphones, put on their shoes, and they go out for a walk, and they make it a thing to always walk while they listen to the podcast. One more thing that I got to mention, if you want an awesome assistant, like I'm working with my personal assistant, MJ, he's a full-time assistant, you can go to athenago.me/kitze and get your own personal assistant. I'll put the link in the description below. And if you go to my link, we both going to get some mutual benefits. Your benefit's going to be getting an assistant. My benefit's going to be getting money. So, yeah. Conferences I'm going to. I'm actually super excited because I have 3 conferences lined up. We have InfoBip Shift in Croatia, September. It's going to be freaking fire because it's going to be 6,000 people from what they said. And I think I'm going to open the conference. Then they just invited me. I just got the invite for the 3rd or 4th time to go to React Alicante in Spain. And that's also going to be fire. It's nice because both of them are going to be connected and we have to go with a baby. So it's going to be, like, we've done this before with my wife. I think last time we went to like 3 or 4 conferences in a row with a bunch more travel in between. And we were exhausted. I remember being in Alicante and just opening the room from the hotel, like the room from the balcony, and you see the sea, badumtas, and it looks amazing. But you're so drained from traveling that at that point, you don't even care anymore. You're like, fuck the sea, fuck the beach, fuck the nice hotel, whatever. Like, I just want to get it done with this conference and go home and be at home and be in my toilet. Isn't it the best feeling when you're done with traveling? You can be, dude, at the best place in the world, but there's nothing better than coming back home to your own toilet. Anyway, gonna be a React Alicante. I mean, I just replied to the email, but I think it's a done deal because we've been collaborating with them. And they invited me to some conference/meetup thing in Split in Croatia. I don't know when or what or where. I just said yes. I said I'm going to say yes to all the freaking conferences this year. So if you have a conference, wink, wink, invite me. I'll be there. And let's get started now. Benji review. Sleep time and sleep score. Absolute freaking disaster. I woke up at 3 a.m. because my daughter was having a little podcast. And usually I have the Anchor sleep buds that I'm sleeping with, and they play white noise. Yesterday I was tapping on the fuckers, and they didn't want to play the white noise. So it wasn't blocking enough sounds. And it's definitely not my daughter's fault because she wakes up like 2 times per night just to eat, and that's it. And usually, even if I listen to her, I'll just go back to sleep and I'm fine. But I started drinking a lot of water before going to bed. Like, I'll record this podcast and I'll drink from that giant cup, which is not near me right now, even though I'm thirsty as fuck. And then when I wake up in the middle of the night, I just want to go to the toilet. And then I'm like, let me just check Twitter for a second. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to sleep downstairs. I'm going to go in the guest room just to get a bit more sleep. And then I took the iPad, scroll. Holy shit, it's 4 a.m. And when you scroll so much, like I started getting ideas about, people doing shit and apps and what should I do with my apps and yada, yada, yada. And your brain is already not in going back to sleep mode. So I woke up around 4. I got out of bed around 4:30 a.m. and I just went on a computer and started working. So sleep time has been horrible. We're going to talk about my day in a second. Hydration, great as always. Fasting, 16-hour fast, done. Started an hour fast. Weight, I forgot to mention it again. I swear to God, I'm not doing any shit intentionally, like avoiding to check my weight. I just woke up super early. Today has been like a roller coaster. I think I still ended up with a positive day. But usually, previously, when I would wake up this early, if it wasn't for the podcast, bye-bye. Hamburgers, pizzas, chilling, movies, whatever. But today, I still had a very productive day just because of you guys. So thank you, you donuts. Workout and walking. I went on a 45-minute walk with my dog. And I went on, like, here on the treadmill. I was walking for like an hour and 5-10 minutes, something like that. So overall, around 2 hours of walking because I ate bad-ish. I ate a lot of food. It wasn't that bad, but it was a lot of food today. So I felt very bad. I needed this 2-hour walk. My wife joined me. I just dragged this stepper machine from the gym to here just so we can be together. She was working on the stepper. I was on the treadmill. I was coding. I was fixing stuff on Benji. And yeah, it feels weird like to work from 4 a.m. to like 11 p.m. Of course, with a couple of breaks. I spent time with my daughter. We gave her a bath and yada, yada, yada. We did a bunch of things today. But I've been working almost the entire day and I still have the stamina to walk for 2 hours and to work and record this at night. And some motherfucker in the future is going to be like, oh, you were just lucky. Fuckers. Meals. Let's look through the meals. Well, basically, let's click on the food because this will give us the nice widget of how bad your boy was eating. So it was super healthy stuff, but I wasn't aligned with my goals because I said I'm not going to eat almonds, cashews, walnuts, cranberries, all sorts of shit. I had this 3 times. Like if you have one handful of them, it's fine. But when you have it a couple of times, like your stomach gets all disgusting because they're like way too heavy in like fats. So that wasn't good. Other than that, like apples, chicken, whatever, protein shake, everything was healthy. But yeah, I had like 4. This is the worst cheat ever. Like 4 spinach tortillas with Greek yogurt. Like I wasn't even making like wraps. I would just plain ass taking pieces from the tortilla and just dipping in a Greek yogurt and eating. Because when you wake up at 3 a.m. and I've slept only 3, 4, 5 hours, I don't have any self-control. And I'm glad that with this amount of self-control, at least I didn't eat that bad today. So yeah, let's look at the Pomodoros. I didn't track any Pomodoros today. Like I've been working literally the entire day, but I'm a donut and I forgot to track my Pomodoros. As I said, it's not a habit. I haven't been working with breaks today. Like my watch has been pinging me, get up. And I wasn't getting up because fuck it. I was working on a beanbag because my leg hurts from sitting and recording all day yesterday. And I didn't do any breaks. I didn't use the standing desk. I didn't do any stretches. I didn't do anything basically. So I have this heavy pain in my leg today. So what I decided, instead of doing the right things and stretches, I just dragged a big ass beanbag. I lowered my monitor, put on my headphones, chilled with some music, and I was working like that the entire day because I'm a donut. So literally 1 Pomodoro. I managed to track 1 Pomodoro, but I worked the entire day. Now about habits, I shipped a new feature today just to feel better about my habits basically. Let's go to here, I guess, and let's just refresh because I was just deploying something on Benji. So let's see. Super in the red today. Like morning routine is freaking horrible. I only had a bottle of water and vitamin D. Skipped literally everything else. Afternoon is not bad. I coded today for almost 6 hours. I mean, coding time was 5 hours and 40 minutes. But in total, it was probably more than 6 and something hours like that. Fasting, eating lunch mindfully, night routine, like whatever, let's just ignore that. But everything else was good. So I didn't cheat. I didn't go eating pizzas or eating sweets or whatever. So everything is good in the night routine. So I was mentioning the thing where I want to implement a feature in Benji where when you see your habits, you just see overall if you're doing better or worse without caring about the streaks of a particular habit. So today I just shipped like a small MVP of this feature. I call it stats. And it basically gives you like this diagram, this line chart of how many completions do you have on a particular day. Now, this needs some filters because on a lot of days I'm forgetting to do the basic checks like brush teeth and whatever. And today, like I cranked up all of them just to make this line, appear like I have 29 completions. I just realized that I have 45 daily habits, dude. Just the basic ones without brushing teeth and all that shit. I have 45 daily habits, which is too much. And on a lot of days, I actually have, like here, we have like 41 completions. Here we have like 13. Here we have 20. Yeah, I wanna make this better. I wanna mark which days are the weekends so I can know like precisely how am I doing on weekdays, how I'm doing on a weekend, and I wanna filter these by basically more things, just so I can see like these habits that I'm showing you, basically the personal ones, these are the ones that matter. Like, I don't care about the other ones, like routines. I have this list called routines, which I have like basic things like walking the dog or brushing my teeth or whatever. I don't care about those. Anyway, so yeah, let's go back to this. Woke up super early. Super bad habit of just like scrolling Twitter. Dude, Twitter is so fucking idiot. I don't have words of, because I mentioned that I've been spending time on Twitter in like 5-minute intervals before the iPad going back into my life. Eventually, I'm going to block this. I'm going to go back to the 5-minute intervals. But when you spend a lot of time on Twitter, you realize that the timeline, like, dude, everyone is clickbaiting. Everyone is like, hey guys, as a developer, do you like breathing? Like, everyone wants audience. Everyone wants followers. Everyone wants, like, dude, just tweet your honest fucking thoughts about things. Like, that's what I've been doing for I don't know how many years. I'm like 10, 15 years on Twitter. That's what I've been doing since forever. Just raw, unfiltered thoughts, which sometimes I regret, but I never optimize for followers. I never optimize using a chart like, ooh, did I get 3 followers today? And you can see these tweets are not organic. It's like everyone is trying to tweet for engagement, and it's so fucking annoying. Like, I think I lost 50 IQ points today just by scrolling Twitter so much. I tried to watch YouTube, but there's some, like, I click on a video, I don't even let it play for 3 seconds. I swipe down, I scroll, another video, play it for 3 seconds, swipe down. I also think like there's some psychological thing happening here where I don't want to admit it, but I will admit it because the podcast is kind of, my raw and unfiltered thoughts. When I notice like a creator, like there's been a couple of creators just like growing like insane. And I have this voice saying it could have been you. Oh, you don't. So I don't like that. Like, I honestly say that I don't like that. Like, I'll just play the video and I'm like, oh, fuck that fucker. And I'll just scroll it down. And this happens with like, you don't even know who am I talking about because I'm following people in a lot of genres. So it's not only about, I don't know, there's people who are talking about photography, vlogging, web development, whatever. Like, I've been dabbling with every genre and I've been trying things and always just bailing on them. Like, I was one of the first ones that started making YouTube videos on web development, like 2018. And I uploaded like a professionally made video about TypeScript and a professionally scripted video about Gatsby. But then I realized like that's not really my passion and I don't want to spend a lot of time on that. Like, I prefer filling my day with just coding. But I'm like, I'm like a golden retriever seeing a squirrel. When I see another squirrel, like this squirrel is doing full-time YouTube and I'm like, that squirrel could have been mine, So when I see all of these creators, especially like in this habits and productivity space, all of these videos popped up like a day in life, in my life as a senior front-end engineer. I'm like, oh, I can also make vlogs like this. But then when I think about what kind of content I can do, I could do all sorts of shit. But I'll never finish that. So I'm like, stay focused. Right now you decided you're going to do 100 videos of a daily podcast. Where is it going to go? What's going to happen? I have no fucking idea. I'm just telling you that I really, really don't like seeing these videos. Like, I know that I need to shift my entire mindset to basically be fine with watching these videos. But today I just felt, maybe because I haven't slept enough, so I felt more, like, I don't want to watch this. I stuck to one channel that I recommend. I should put more things in the description or in a pinned comment, honestly, because I'm throwing at you like 30,000 links, and then you cannot remember everything. So there's this guy, Pat Walls, who started Starter Story in 5-6 years ago, I think. We were supposed to have Sizzy's story on Starter Story. The problem is I didn't want to share any revenue numbers because of reasons. I didn't want to share anything, even though especially the beginning of Sizzy has been so crazy, so explosive in revenue. Like, I want to share that story eventually. Maybe I'll make it on my channel, like a separate non-podcasty video about it. But anyway, we're supposed to have that. He was like, you need to share numbers. And I was like, oh no, fuck it. So nothing happened with that meeting. Eventually, I want to meet with him and maybe have him on a podcast. He started a YouTube channel and he's been growing like crazy. And I watch, like, that's the only channel that I could stick to today, just watching starter stories of entrepreneurs. And I think I was so tired today, I just wanted to bail on the day and just be like, oh, fuck it, you just watch something on YouTube or whatever. But this channel kept me going. Like, there's been a couple of inspiring stories of founders and how they founded their companies and what they were doing that actually kept me going and coding on Benji all day. I couldn't record the course today because I was just chilling on a beanbag. I was not in my zone, like with the microphone and camera and everything. I couldn't work on this chair. So at least I filled the entire day with coding, and this channel kept me going. So I don't know. Maybe eventually with Pat, we're going to show the story of Sizzy or Benji, or I don't fucking know. Eventually, maybe. There's another anecdote I want to say that's connected to, because I almost was, on Starter Story on the blog, and I almost was on indie hackers. Like one night, a couple of years ago, I get a message, a DM, hey man, blah, blah, blah. You're doing all of these things. Do you want to be on the indie? I don't even read the entire thing. I just read indie hackers and I go, fuck yeah, it's happening. Let's do it. And I get hyped for a couple of days. I thought I'm going to be on the indie hackers podcast. And then, we're scheduling the call. I see the calendar event and I see some guy, like, I don't know what was his name. Let's say Alan. I'm like, wait, that's not Channing. I don't know what is the other guy's name from indie hackers. I think the podcast is dead now. Channing and another guy. I don't know what was his name. I think Alan. I'm not sure. Okay, so there was this third guy. Let's call it Jack. You get a meeting with Jack, and I'm like, wait, why is this, like, where are the actual hosts of Indie Hackers? And then, we start the podcast, and I'm like, oh, let's do it. We start the call, the Zoom call, and I'm like, oh, and they're like, okay, so let's start with the interview. And I'm like, oh, fuck. He's like, this is a written interview for the Indie Hackers blog. And I'm like, oh, motherfucker. So, I mean, that's nice. It brings recognition, it brings clicks and all of that. But when you're hyped and you're expecting something here, and then something like this happens, you're like, whatever, So that was shitty. I felt like a fucking fool. So now the Indie Hackers podcast is dead. And honestly, they feature entrepreneurs who make way less products than me and way less revenue than me. They'll be like, the amazing story of someone making $7,000 per month and whatever. And I'm like, come on, dude. But I think, I honestly don't know what happened there. Because I've been in DMs with, I don't know, one of the brothers. Like usually, I was a fan of Indie Hackers, like reporting bugs, this and that. But I think there's been some, I don't want to say beef, but maybe they just don't like me as a person. And I cannot blame them. Like I'm very controversial and I'm very, all over the place with my opinions and shit. So maybe it was that. I have no idea. Now the podcast is dead. So maybe I'll start my own Indie Hackers. I actually have a list of people who I want to interview. I'm just not sure if it's going to be part of this podcast, if it's going to be part of something else, because the list of people is awesome. And I don't want to just waste it without a plan and just be like, YOLO, yeah, let's just put it as part of the Kitze cast. So yeah, what else? MJ is gone. MJ is gone. No, MJ texted me something about electricity issue in his area and he hasn't been updating me the entire day. So basically he wasn't online at all today. Something, he cannot plug in his laptop, he cannot leave his home, he cannot charge his phone, so I don't know what's happening. I texted him, he doesn't text back. We'll see what's going on tomorrow. What else? I have a lot of pain in my leg today, but I'm pushing through. I'm trying. Like even this walk was very painful, but I'm just trying to ignore it. I haven't been doing any of the leg exercises. The point that I was saying, I have this physical therapist and I'm going to have calls with him, but in between, if I don't do the exercises, like I'm just giving my money for nothing. But I just couldn't make myself to do anything today. So yeah, I uploaded 3 new hours of material for the course, 0 to shipped. So it's almost complete, and I think I'm going to complete, the main content is definitely going to be complete by Friday. I'm going to upload the main content. Hopefully next week I'm finishing with the bonus content and I'm fucking done with the course. So today I got 2 mixed comments about the course. So someone on YouTube was like, hey guys, does anyone know about this guy's course? Like, is it good or bad? What do you have to say about it? Because on Reddit, the opinions are not positive. And I'm like, oh, fuck, what are they saying on Reddit now? They go on Reddit, there's one thread and there's one comment. There's one comment. So I thought, it's going to be a lot of opinions of people saying, no, this is shit and blah, blah, blah. And thanks God, knock on wood, this is not wood. But recently, there haven't been many refunds. So I think people have been refunding a lot, just saying, hey man, refunding, the course is not complete. I was expecting a complete course. But now that there's so much material, people are not refunding that much. So that's great. And one of the comments on Reddit said, you could see, like, this course covers a lot of material, yada, 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 but you could see it was not planned. It's recorded on the fly. He has a lot of bugs. He's making mistakes and the app is crashing. So I want to address all of those. So that's true. At first, I thought I'm going to create a course and I'm going to make a structured plan and then I'm going to go according to the plan. But I shoved so many topics in this course. Like, it's not only, let's just cover a little bit of Next.js or a little bit of Bliss.js. Like, I'm covering UI libraries and external libraries and so many techniques. It's like more than, I think the final thing is going to be around more than 25 hours, maybe even 30 hours. So I just decided I'm never going to record this unless I start recording it on the fly. But on the other hand, it's literally how I would build an app from scratch. So how I would build a startup using all of the technologies that I'm using in all of my apps. So that's how I recorded the course. So why did I decide to keep the bugs and the crashes and everything else? Because I would hate to record something so fabricated and so fake that every time the app crashes, which is natural, it's like a natural process of development. As you're changing things, like the app is going to show a red error and then you fix it. And I cannot imagine going and re-recording everything just because I fucked up a line. Like, I think it's more natural to show the users actually that, hey, okay, this crashed, let's now fix it together. Because in a real life scenario, I'm going to show the users like this perfect video of my app not crashing, but they're going to try to copy me and start to write code, and their app is going to crash. And then they'll be like, oh, what the fuck? He didn't tell us how to, investigate. And how, like, I've been using AI to solve bugs. I've been using all sorts of techniques. And I think that's part of the course. I just need to make it clear, maybe somewhere on the landing page, that this is a very, I don't know how to call it. I don't want to call it a YOLO course, but this is like literally just me, how I would record from how I would build an app from A to Z. And the amount of topics that are covered is mind-blowing. I just need to communicate with people like what expectations to have when they come into this course. Like there's no exercises, there's no interactive examples. It's just like me building an app, and there's more news coming here. Maybe I can say it now, whatever, because I already sent it in a newsletter. I'm going to package the final template of the course and sell it as a separate starter template. So for people who don't want to watch the course and listen to my explanations and whatever, they can just buy the template and just start using it to bootstrap their startup without, you would still have to understand how it works. Maybe I'll record some intro video of explaining how the template works. Like basically a very, very, very compressed version of the course. Maybe I'll do that. And people who pre-ordered the course are going to get the template included. But soon there's going to be like a new plan. It's going to be like $300 for the entire course. And maybe, I don't know, I'll figure out what is the price for the template, like a bundle of the course and the template together or something like that. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But definitely there'll be a separate page for the template, and it's going to be like a separate marketing thingy for the template and a separate for the course, even though they will come as a bundle if you buy the course. So yeah, that was the comment, about his YOLO in plan and whatever. And at the same time, I got a DM, which I posted on my Twitter, from someone saying, hey man, just wanted to say thank you. The course is freaking amazing. I've been watching every video as you're uploading them. I've completed everything so far. Looking forward for next videos. And I'm like, the universe finds a way to balance itself. So yeah, I learned not to react that much. There's this Gary Vee thing, if you don't want to, if I say one more time, just stab me, okay? Take this glass and just stab me. Gary Vee said, if you don't want to react to the negative comments, you got to stop reacting to the positive comments. So the positive comments cannot mean much to you. Maybe that's why I train myself when people tell me, hey, this is awesome, Sizzy is awesome, yada, yada, yada. I just train myself to be like, whatever, it could be better. Because that way, when they say something negative, I either know it, like if someone says like, hey, Sizzy doesn't work on Linux, I know it. Or, hey, Benji is not the fastest app ever. I'm like, yeah, I know it. I haven't been optimizing it. So, but even if it's something negative, like I'm trying to, to be like, is this person a troll? Or are they saying something that's real? In the case of the course, it's 100% real. The course was not planned and it was recorded on the fly. And I am making mistakes along the way. So that's it. I'll even put this somewhere on the landing page. I think I have this as an intro video in the course. Like the course has 5 intro videos. One of them saying, hey, I'll make mistakes. I kept them live. I'm fixing the bugs as we go. And as always, like the course has 30-day refund. And I think a lot of motherfuckers are actually misusing that. Like they will probably watch the course or watch most of it and then just be like, I don't like this, give me a refund. So I come from the Balkan. There are a lot of people. I would do that in the past me. I've never done it, but I know the mentality who would be like, well, I watched this and there's a 30-day refund policy. Fuck it, Anyway, enough about the course. What else happened today? Benji. I was quoting on Benji, so I want to say it's really nice that we said we're going to focus on 3 features. So we cleaned up the linear board. We're using linear for Benji, and we're going to focus, that's me and Edu, that's the we right now, on to-dos, on the planner, and on habits. Nothing else. So anytime I'm tempted, like there's so many ideas that I have for this app, dude. Like there's so many insane things coming, like shopping list and grocery management and book management, movie management. Like I have all of these ideas. They're going to make this in a cohesive, like LifeOS, just everything working together. And anytime I'm tempted, like today I wanted to code something like the Apple Watch activity rings, but you can make them from any stats in Benji, like your sleep time or your habits or whatever. And I'm like, no, you said you're going to polish the calendar, the to-dos, and the planner. And it's really nice. I tweeted today, do less. And I have this thought, like it's been spinning through my mind, do less in everything. Try to do, like I'm trying for me, like do less things at once. You cannot work at the same time on Sizzy, on Benji, on Glink, on the course, on this and that, and everything to be amazing. So now after the course, it's going to be focus on Benji. And even within that, we're going to be like focus on only 3 features. And I think that's more powerful than just doing many things at once. And I think I can finally enter this state of focus because I hired an assistant and he can take care of most of the things. Like the inbox is clear. He's doing a lot of things. Like I assigned so many things to him and he's helping a lot. So now I can really be focused on one thing and make a lot of impact there. Because I know when I'm going to focus on Benji, it's going to be an insane year. I can feel this. Like it's going to be something big is going to happen with Benji. I don't know exactly what. I just know if I ignore everything and just put in the hours day by day by day, and don't forget to build in public because I'm forgetting that a lot of times. Like today I shipped like 5-6 new things, but I haven't tweeted about any of them because donut. So I gotta do more. Do less, be more focused. And the amazing things that I do, I have to share them. Not even the amazing things, dude. The amount of shit that people share on Twitter is mind-boggling. Don't be afraid to share the fucking thing. Today, for the first time, I wanted to share a clip from yesterday's podcast. So instead of sharing like a thumbnail, I wanted to share a clip. And I think that was a bad idea because this video, let me just refresh it here, has the worst views so far. So it's like 94 views because I think most of my views were coming from Twitter. And I think people just watched my clip that I posted and they didn't go scroll down to actually click and watch the entire podcast. So I'm going to try again tomorrow for this podcast and I'm going to try again with the thumbnail to see if that makes a difference. But anyway, I was scrubbing, trying to find a good clip and I'm like, oh, is this funny? Is it good? Like I started overthinking. I'm like, just post it. People don't give a shit that much. Like they'll play, maybe they'll laugh, maybe they won't. They'll scroll by and the world won't end if you post something. So go ahead. Like there's so many people who've been, dude, I can see this. Like sometimes I can notice a shift in Twitter. Like, I don't want to say that I'm influential or whatever, but I know a couple of, like, I don't want to call them friends, but like closer acquaintances, like people who've been following me for years, and I can see them not copying, but just following a trend. Suddenly, I see more people posting videos, whether it's of nature or whatever. Like, it's kind of like an effect of, oh, shit, like he can post all the time, so I can also do this. So I want to have that effect on people. Sometimes I would like to get credit because there's a lot of situations where people have been copying my moves, whatever it is. It's not only about this thing. And eventually I'm like, oh, motherfucker. You know, like you could have said, like a lot of times when I get inspired, I'll just DM someone. Hey, man, that's fucking awesome. Thank you. I remember the first message that I sent to Theo from T3G, you know, Theo, the web dev. Like he got me out of a rut. I was in a streaming rut. I was in a recording rut. And I remember seeing this guy's ethic, like work ethic. I'm not watching his videos. I'm not a fan of web dev videos. Like I don't waste time on that on YouTube. But just seeing him upload so regularly and mess with thumbnails and titles and this and that. The first DM when I followed him, like I literally DM, hey, thank you for being an inspiration. This is fucking awesome. You're crushing it. Keep doing it. I think he was like had a couple of thousand subscribers back then. So it's insane what he has achieved until now. So anyway, just DM people who inspire you. It's fucking amazing. It's an amazing feeling for someone to tell you, hey, I've been wanting to do, I don't know, a vlog, a podcast, whatever. You inspired me to do it, to show my face more. Thank you. Because I've been inspired by a lot of people, like Casey and I said. Or like I shouted out a random employee in Olive Garden for inspiring me to start this freaking podcast. So I even put a link. It's in one of the old podcasts, I think day 2 or day 3, where I shout out this person. He's constantly getting 20 views, 30 views, and he keeps uploading. He's on day 120, 130 or whatever. So don't be afraid. I saw a couple of people starting this thing, with the daily podcast or whatever, and they just abandon it after 2 or 3 days because they're looking at the metrics and they're looking at this and that, and they don't have the stamina to go further. So anyway, do less, do more. Most confusing podcast advice ever. So I was a bit paralyzed by which tasks to choose for Benji, so I just decided, okay, just pick anything and just train this muscle of shipping. I've been noticing this pattern throughout everything that I do in my life, that everything is a muscle you need to train. What I'm doing with the podcast is basically training the muscle of uploading to YouTube is not that hard. Thumbnails, tags, playlists, exporting the video. I just want to train to do it more and more and more and more and be like, whatever I upload, it doesn't fucking matter that much. Because previously I was will it be the perfect content? Will it be this and that? Now, if I do this for 100 days, after that, I'll have way easier time to post more content. Maybe it's not going to be the podcast. Maybe it's going to be like weekly videos, maybe more structured, more edited videos. Whatever it's going to be, it's going to be easier just because I'm training this muscle. Same with Benji, same with shipping. Like in the beginning of the day, I was slowly getting back into it because I wasn't coding enough. And then in the evening, I was already into my productivity machine zone. I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to do this again. So it's just, there's no jump from A to Z. You just got to train it. And eventually it gets easier. There's this screenshot from BoJack Horseman. Let me try to find that. Definitely watch that show. I'm giving you so many things to do and watch. I'm making a to-do list for you. Every day gets easier. This is an amazing picture. I need to tattoo this somewhere. BoJack is lying down and there's this figure above him saying, every day it gets a little easier, but you got to do it every day. That's the hard part, but it does get easier. No, okay, I'm butchering this. The guy says it gets easier and BoJack says, huh? And the guy says, every day it gets a little easier, but you got to do it every day. That's the hard part, but it does get easier. This is so fucking true. It's not gonna be easy, but if you do it every day, it's gonna get easier. This is fucking for literally everything. Yeah, so on Benji, I was working on fixing time zone bugs, which my brain is too exhausted, not enough sleep. Like, why do I pick products like this, man? Like, Sizzy is a product for developers, the most pain in the ass audience to sell and market things to. And then Benji is dealing with dates and time zones and a lot of buggy shit. It got me to a point today where I started writing a test, and I'm like, this is not you. You need to sleep a little bit. You need to take a nap. We're not writing tests for our apps. This is not you. You're not yourself right now. Slapped myself a couple of times, splashed cold water on my face, deleted that test. Fuck it, we're YOLOing. But I left the time zone issues for another time. I made a workaround, but I definitely want to write some tests for the crucial things like to-dos and habits. There cannot be bugs there, because a lot of times I took out the trash, like the glass, because I thought the company is coming tomorrow to pick the glass. And then I'm like, oh, fuck, this is a bug in Benji. It's actually tomorrow. So you cannot have bugs like this if people are relying on your app. I fixed the planner form to be smaller. Actually, I have a couple of things that I want to show you here. So this is the planner form. These are my commits for the day. Sorry, people who are listening to audio only. These are the commits. Edu committed some things. I committed some things. This create planner event form was so complex. It had 4 or 5 tabs. It had so many freaking things. Now I made it way simpler. I made this like color picker, which I didn't test, and it doesn't fucking work, dude. The thing that drives me crazy about web development is like basic things. Like this is a modal, and within the modal, we have like a pop-up for an emoji. This emoji pop-up appeared on another planet, and I cannot click back. See, nothing happens now. I gotta choose an emoji, and the color picker doesn't even show up because z-index, accessibility, whatever the fuck. Like this is a part that drives me crazy. You have the ideas, you know what you want to do, and then basic shit doesn't work. So anyway, that was annoying. I tried to add some nice animations here. So when you open this like recurring, when you open this list, the listing, it doesn't work. I gotta fix it tomorrow. Or description, I made this like nice animations for all of these things. Location is now here. So instead of being multiple tabs, like everything is in a very nice and concise form. Everything is animated, so it's not jarring when it goes in and out. So I did that. Another feature that I shipped is location for to-do. So if I add a to-do, like it happened with MJ, he scheduled a to-do like pick up something from DHL, and then he's writing me the location in the description, but I cannot navigate to the location, and in the description there's also more things, not only the location. So the day I shipped this thing, like location, you can type here, like for example, if I go to a dentist, Nowhere, Lovo, Dental Clinic, don't come visit my dentist, please. Also, they're super fucking expensive. Don't ever go to this dentist if you're from Tri-City. Just go anywhere fucking else. I hate these people. Anyway, so now if you add a location to a to-do and you open it from mobile, in the mobile pop-up bar, it's going to give you a button to open it in Google Maps. So it makes sense, right? Why would only calendar events have location to navigate to when also to-dos can have that location? I fixed a bunch of bugs regarding planning things for today and tomorrow. So these things, oh God, I forgot the label here. Oh, fuck. This is this is perfect that I'm doing it live because you can see my style of doing things. Like last time I shipped Benji, it was called Better. It was a couple of years ago, and I was working on it for a year and few months trying to make it perfect. This time, I'm just shipping YOLO. What? Like this label that I left it here is going to be a problem? No, I'll fix it tomorrow, and it's going to be fine. Final thing is I already show you the stats for habits. And there's one more thing here, one more thing. When you have a list, now you can easily right-click the list to create a child list here. So this is child list. So this was bugging me. These are the random tasks that I picked from my list. And I'm happy that at least I shipped something in the day. So it wasn't a completely lost day. I had a call with the designer for the landing pages. Her hourly rate is $40. I'm not sure if that's a lot or a little for a designer. So please let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to test her basically for a single website. So maybe the course website will be done by her. The thing is, she would do the design and it will be a certain price. And then I have to hire a front-end developer to actually code the thing. Or I would have to this is like, what language is even this? Like, it's almost midnight. Shut up. So I would maybe have to eventually code it myself and do a bunch of Tailwind on stream. And that's going to be entertaining for people. But I want to maximize my time in a productive way. So I'm not sure if I'll be doing the coding. But anyway, the call could have been an email for sure. An entire meeting of just reading the portfolio, the project she's been working on. I could have seen those as an attachment of an email and just read the hourly rate, and that would have saved me 30-40 minutes. What else? I'm tired of fucking oatmeal. We definitely decided with my wife we're gonna throw away oatmeal from the house because I'm trying to reduce all of the other carbs like white potatoes, white rice, but then I'm just overloading on oatmeal. I had 2 portions of that oatmeal today. I'm so fucking tired of it. And yeah, there's another productivity app. I'm going to leave this about tomorrow. Like everyone's babbling about. Like, dude, every fucking day, someone comes up with the most basic to-do list or basic calendar app, which has like one feature, and Twitter is losing their mind. They're like, finally, the Notion successor is here. No, it's fucking not. Shut up. So I'm going to talk about this tomorrow. I don't want to make this too long. I want to sleep on time today. Don't forget, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. So if you have a restaurant reservation for tomorrow, please check if you have a couple of sprinkles on yourself and also a bunch of glazing, because you're a donut. Don't. Like, everyone and their mother is going to be in the restaurant tomorrow. You know what's not romantic? Rubbing your shoulder next to another couple who's way too loud next to you. That's what's going to happen tomorrow. If you want a romantic Valentine's Day, you stay in at home and you plan something interesting at home. Also, the entire freaking thing is overrated, especially you're over 30. Hey, you're over 10 years in a relationship. You're doing like, well, ironically, I bought a giant-ass bear for my wife last year, like the most giant bear you can find with a bunch of flowers. Like, it's all good, but I get triggered. I go past like flower shops and whatever, and it's so forced. I think even in Japka they have a pink hot dog for Valentine's Day. Like, shut up. It's too much. I fucking hate it. So yeah, definitely not going anywhere tomorrow. No reservations. We're planning to do a home meal that we use. So tomorrow definitely is going to have a cheat meal, not a cheat day, but a cheat meal. And we planned a date and an activity at home, basically, instead of going to a restaurant, because we don't have sprinkles and glazing, because we are not donuts. All right, I think that's it for today, dude. Book, nothing. I haven't been reading. Like, I go to bed very fucking tired. I'm not even turning on the light. Also, it's risky. Wake up the baby and suffer the consequences forever. So it's definitely, I have this red light, so definitely doesn't going to wake up anyone. But yeah, it's just an excuse. Movie, nothing. Quote, nothing. TV show. I watched half an episode of Scrubs this morning. I have 2 more episodes and I'm done with Scrubs. Watch it. Most amazing show ever. I say this about every fucking show. Game, I'm not gaming anymore. That's it with the Steam Deck. iPad is back in my life, so I'm not gaming anymore. Music, nothing special today. My uncle mentioned that AC/DC is coming to Europe. Oh, I've seen them with Axl Rose live, but I want to see them with Brian Johnson, so maybe I'll go see AC/DC in London on Wembley Stadium. It's going to be fire if there is enough time in my life this summer. I already feel like it's the end of the year. I already have conferences scheduled and 2 trips to Macedonia, and we're planning like an official wedding with my wife. I didn't mention that in the podcast because we only did like a civil, what do you call that? Like, I think they call it a civil wedding, or maybe it has another name, whatever. So we only did that, which didn't feel like a wedding. It was like only 5 people. So this year we're planning in September to do something bigger. So I already feel, dude, there's too many freaking things to do, and I already feel like the year is gone. So yeah, that's it, I guess. I have a rap bar for you. I have this checklist for rap bar, and I always annoy my wife with telling her about these rap bars because she studied, what the fuck was the name of her fucking degree? I don't know, but there was a lot of studying poetry in her degree, and she is a fan of deconstructing songs and poetry, and I'm a fan of deconstructing rap songs, but the overlap is very small. When I tell her Eminem things, she's like, yeah, I get it. So Eminem had a lyric, something like, he was climbing the Billboard charts, but something happened. Shame because, no, became an addict. Funny because I had a pop appeal. Like he had all of these songs with Rihanna and whatever, but he became an addict because he started popping pills, so he had pop appeal. You're doing the same face in my wife. Shut up. It's funny. Eminem is funny. Love to hang out with that dude. He seems like the best dad joker ever. Anyway, guys, it's too much. It's almost midnight. Your boy's gonna go to sleep. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Leave a donut if you're listening until here. You're out of your freaking minds. I really appreciate people who are actually listening to all of these things. I just completed listening to the last one today. I was walking my dog, listening to myself, and I was even laughing out loud at some parts. And I'm like, this is a whole new level of fucking insanity. Listening to your own voice and laughing on the street. That's it. I'm a donut. Thank you for watching. Go in the description. You have an entire to-do list of what you need to do. There's too many fucking links. And who's the singer of Chandelier? See ya in the next one.